bid high.
Up on the block right now, a very special car, a 1969 Pontiac Firebird. But this one's different. This is the Trans Am Prototype.
Well, there were 697 Trans Am built in 1969, the very first year. This is not one of them. It's bigger than that. It's actually one of the prototype cars. About 2 or 3 of these were pulled off the assembly line and modified into what should be. Now, John DeLorean had a lot to do with that. This is a Ram Air 4 car. That's the aluminum intake manifold. You see the correct flame arresters, which were part of the Trans Am package. But again, this car was featured, I believe, Motor Trend and Hot Rod magazines both had their hands on this car. I believe Lee Kelly at Hot Rod tested this very car right here before they came up with the final white and blue paint scheme. But very historic car. Mike?
Let's sell it, Joseph.
In the trunk are a lot of the original Pontiac promotion shots of this car. These were taken for High Performance Pontiac magazine. This car appeared in Hot Rod. There was a feature article about it that is also replicated here in the trunk. One of the prototypes of the Firebird Trans Am.
And the hoods on these cars were made of steel. And to do under 1,000 production cars and tool up a scoop hood like this in steel was not inexpensive. Ordinarily, a manufacturer would do this in fiberglass, but not General Motors. That's steel.
Documentation and history need to accompany the car if it's going to ring the bell on the auction block, and there's about 3 or 4, maybe 6 pounds of it here. Letters and magazine articles and details of its restoration, and a letter from Pontiac Historical Services detailing this car's history. All this is money in the bank, and right now we're at $200,000.
The restoration of this car was done by Scott Tiemann and the people at Supercar Restorations, really one of the premier go-to shops for Concours restorations, right down to paint daubs, paper tags, all of it. It's correct and present.
210, 220, 230. I need to get down 230 pound out here. Hey, 230 pound out here. Down, I'm going to get down 30, 30, 30. Hold on, I'm going to get down 230,000 out of here. Hey, 230,000 out here. Down, I'm going to get down everybody through, everybody down 230, 40. I need to get down 240, 240, 240, 50. Hey, 250 on them, $250,000. Hey, 250 on them.
By the way, up in the skybox, they're working a bidder that right there, and right behind the guy who's the bidder. See that tall guy? That's Ed China from Wheeler Dealers, one of the shows on Velocity. He's here, and I understand he's trying to buy a car for Mike Brewer today, but obviously not this one because they're working a different bidder. They got a bidder on the floor here as well. Not easy to keep track, but once again, that's why they have all the bidders' assistants. It all looks like they've also got a bidder on the block as well.
280 pound out of it again, 280 pound out of the video all through, all done, let's go. Hey, 280 pounds and out of it again, 1,000 out of it again, 280, now 80, out of it again, 270, now 80 pound out of it again, 280, 90, hey, 280, 90, hey, 280, 290, 290, 290, hold up, again, 90, 90, hold up, again, 290 pound out of everybody through and everybody died. Hey, 290,000 all here, hey, 290,000 out of it again, 85, now 90, hey, 290, 290, hold up, again, 290 pound out of it again, putty paid again, 290 pound out of all in, all done, let's go. 290 pound out of this. So $285,000.
And away it goes for $285,000, and quite frankly, a very significant automobile. The Trans Am Prototype, Jerry Titus driving it at one point in time, and beautifully restored.